What's going on, everyone? Big shout out today to Lego. Thank you so much for sending me this 5,000 something. How many pieces we got here? 4,784 piece Star Destroyer, the Ultimate Collector Series. I'm gonna build this thing, so I'm probably not gonna do a time lapse because I feel like I would just be sitting here for. Well, maybe I'll do a time lapse. I don't know. We'll see. It's gonna be a pretty big project, so let's open it up. Woo! Look at this thing. Huge! Look at that. It's got binders. My instruction booklet literally has binders. That's how big this is. This thing's heavy, man. That many pages. Jeez, it looks like a bunch of pizza boxes or something. Some deep dish pizza. Okay, so this is obviously going to take several days. However, before I do get on with that, which is going to be instantaneous for you for the video, of course, I'm going to open up the boxes so that we see exactly what's inside of them each. And then I assume it's all organized and everything according to, you know, the pages and which box you're supposed to build first. So let's do that. Okay, so just as I thought, they're all numbered bags, which makes it, you know, Lego has always been very good with this stuff. They're just very organized with their detailing of how you're supposed to build it, what order, and what the pages are aligned to according to the bags. So here we have all the pieces. I mean, it goes up to piece 4,000 or something. Now, before we do begin, I do want to go over the about part. So if you're interested in this, stick around. And if you're not, of course, you can just skip ahead. So we're going to read the about the Lego Star Wars design team. And I think, you know, it's important to pay respects to the guys that really are making this thing happen and making it possible. So here are the gentlemen behind this. Of course, there's a whole team behind them. So about the LEGO Star Wars design team. LEGO Star Wars began in 1999 with a team of the galaxy's greatest design heroes. Today, we are 10 model designers and 3 graphic designers based in Billund, Denmark, or Billund, I don't know how to pronounce it. Each of us was selected for our many years of LEGO model design experience, but also because we are all such big Star Wars fans. Over the years, many of us have collaborated on a great many LEGO Star Wars projects, so it is always a lot of fun for us to work together. But our younger designers bring an essential fresh take on a constantly evolving Star Wars universe. We want our LEGO Star Wars models to feel really exciting to own. We have to ask ourselves, how can we stimulate creativity with the building experience and excite the imagination through playability? So, these bigger models require a special attention to detail and accuracy, making them fun and exciting to develop, but also a huge challenge. With this model, we really work to get the full potential out of every brick. It is great to look at, super accurate, and packed with accurate details. See, that's something that I really like, is that it doesn't just like look like it from the outside, but the inside and everything, the dimensions, the ratios, they're all very accurate and true to size for, you know, this build. Perfect for rebuilding some famous scenes from the movies or finding the ideal display spot to show off to friends. We hope that you have as much fun building it as we did designing it. Happy building. Jens Kronvold Fredriksen, Creative Director, LEGO Star Wars. So I love stuff like that. You know, it's good to have a big company that obviously, you know, makes things, makes good products. But when you have people behind it that are passionate, I feel like that just makes it more enjoyable, and it just makes you want to support them and It's great. So I like that kind of stuff. I kind of like to live by that with the channel as well. So let's get to building. Now you're gonna see the Star Destroyer in about 3 seconds, so it's gonna take me a few days. We'll see. So here you go in 3, 2, 1. And here it is. It's pretty much all complete, all but, you know, this piece right here, this chunk that's missing. But I left it open for 2 reasons. One, because I didn't finish, but also a positive of that is that you now get to see more of the inside and how intricate this thing really is. So I hope you saw my updates, you know, at like 2, 3 in the morning and stuff like that. You know, I spent it good. I would say I started this thing on Monday night, and it's currently Thursday night right now, and I've been working on it every single day for, I would say, at least 7 hours, 8 hours or so. Now, to complete the build, I would like to do that on a live stream with you guys, just chill and hang out. I'm on bag number 17 of 19, so I really only have about 3 bags left if you're counting 17 as well. Everything is to scale, so, you know, it's amazingly detailed from the actual Star Destroyer the Devastator from episode 4, and it actually comes with a little Tantive 4 as well. However, I got it built on. So I think that's like in bag number 19. It's at the very end, it'll like attach there. But the thing is about 3 feet long, it's about 2 feet wide, and I've got a camera set up here so you can really see on the inside. Let me zoom that in for you. And you can really see how detailed this thing is. So from the inside itself, you got the handle right here where you can pick this up. It's actually quite heavy. Pick this up and you move it around. I probably shouldn't do that because it's gonna break. That would be terrible. But I'm gonna show the back side of it too. Over here you've got the thrusters and the rockets. Everything is to scale just from the movie itself. And over here on the sides, you've got the cannons. And these can rotate. So you can just rotate them around, fire at any of the enemies that come by, and just take them out. I would say the last bit is just this part right here, which I need to finish. Now, my opinions on building it was that it was a fun build. However, you're going to want to take your time with this thing, and you're not going to want to rush build this. You want to really make sure that you're paying attention to every detail, and just like any Lego set or any Lego piece that you get, you got to make sure you follow the instructions perfectly. Because there were some times where I got something wrong, and then by the end of it, you're looking at this piece, and you're like, why doesn't this fit? And you got to disassemble the whole thing and go back and redo it. So that's one thing that I would definitely, you know, adhere to when you're building this, especially because it's so detailed. Everything has to go together very perfectly. So now that we're looking at the back side of it, we can see how detailed it really is. It's, you know, especially from all angles. My favorite part of building this thing was probably the back, because you get these cool rockets, the 3, and then you get the 4 thrusters on each, the 2 here on each side. It just makes the piece look like very menacing and very powerful with like all the engines and everything. The hardest part, so far at least, you know, I'm not completely done, was probably this top piece right here. And it's still not on perfectly. So it snaps in to place in a lot of the different spots, if that zooms in. So with that being said, there were some parts where I had to like take it off and then snap them together, or maybe I built it wrong in some sort of way. Maybe it was a little bit too long or short, but either way, I made it work, and it just kind of sits on there, and then I gotta press in and push it. But I figured I would make this video before I do that, and the whole thing like could fall apart. It's put together very well. So in the sense that when you're building pieces, you actually have these parts right here. Let me zoom in for you. You've got these stabilizers right here that actually clip in to each piece that you build, which makes this a separate piece on its own. So it's like you build these separate pieces and you put them together, and then you can like just screw them in and snap them into place. So there are a lot of different ports for that and points for that where it's secure so it won't fall apart, so you can move it around easily. All in all, this is definitely the coolest Lego set that I have ever had. So thank you, Lego, Disney, and Lucasfilm for sending me this and letting me build this and letting me show it to you guys. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like for me to do more Lego reviews and builds, and especially to finish this one, because this is a very iconic, you know, very rare piece, let me know in the comments, and I can get that done for you in a live stream and just hang out and something like that. So thanks for tuning in. Thank you guys for checking out the video and the channel. I love you all. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, remember, the Force will be with you. Hey guys, what's going on? It's 1 a.m. currently, and we just finished the whole underside of it. Check this out. So this, so much work. Look at all the bags. This is basically, I would say, 2/3 done. And you can check the level of detail underneath. If it zooms in, if it focuses, there we go. You can just see everything is, like, look at that. All the blasters. Right here, this piece was interesting to build and then mount on the bottom. I shouldn't do that, it's probably gonna come undone or something. And as we go up here on top, we get to see the interior before we put the top part of the shell on. Oh geez. Something that I really enjoyed building were the rockets and the 2 thrusters here. Well, I guess 4 thrusters. This was an interesting build. So these were 2 cone pieces that you put together here. And then on the inside, you put that piece in with a yellow screw kind of thing. I don't know what they're called, but yeah, it's very detailed. Like, it's the level of detail that they thought out for this is absolutely unparalleled to any other Lego that I've ever tried out or built. And it's actually really heavy, and this is where you hold it. This is the handle right here. So as you can see, it's still, you know, got a lot more to go. On page, what am I? 296. So now we're going to be starting here, and still got all those left to do. So now I will start pretty much almost on bag 11 of 19s. Okay, update number 2. So here is the first top piece, and we're just gonna put it on top, basically. It's pretty self-explanatory. This is gonna snap in. These both are gonna snap into parts that are already built. I'm gonna find them. One sec. There it is, man. Starting to look, slowly starting to look good. Now we just gotta do this half of this piece, and then we'll do these back 2 sides and then the top. So almost done, but still not really at all. Okay, 2 a.m. Got the second piece of the top done. Got the boiler going for my tea. So now we're just gonna put this big piece on. I feel like the ending of this thing, check it out, is kind of just a lot more easy. A lot easier, because it's just like a lot of big pieces. You see these? They're like big chunky pieces that you just attach together. This is what it looks like underneath. It's just a whole bunch of big pieces that you just snap together, and then it snaps on to the actual Star Destroyer with these. You see that? So one of the challenges is to make sure you don't break it when you're actually putting it back on, because I've done that a couple times and you have to go back and like redo it. Sorry, I can't vlog, I'm not a vlogger. But you have to go back and like, I'm just gonna put it on, you'll see. Okay, so basically this just goes here, and these 2 pieces snap right into the tops right here. Snaps in right there. You see that? That has to go right into that socket right there. Boom, done. Snapped in. Now we have the full front piece. It's looking pretty nice. Pretty nice, I gotta say. Then we got this compartment, not compartment, this piece. Then we fill the top part. There's all that there. Let's do it. Okay, 3-0. Why are we not focused? Focus, focus, focus. Focused? You focused? Wow, I'm pale. I'm tired. 3 a.m. Finished this piece right here. And this is gonna go. Let me show you. It's gonna go right here. Right here. Right here, I think. Yeah, just like that. Okay, so 4 a.m. We are done with the other panel. You see a theme going on here. It's like every number, the bags are numbered, right? There's 19 bags. So each bag that I complete usually takes me about 40 minutes or so, roughly. But we'll see, you know, hopefully I get faster. This completes the top. Boom, like that. And then it's gonna snap in, obviously, which I won't do with the camera, holding the camera. And then we just have to worry about the center console. So I think that's another 4 or 5 bags. I think I'm on bag 14 right now. Okay, so here are the turrets, the cannons. I already made one of them. And, well, actually I made 2 of them. And they just pop on. It's really quite simple. You just go like that, boom. Now you got turrets. Just like that. And they move up and down. Check it out. I'm just going to install them on this side too. It's kind of hard with one hand, but I'll manage. No, no I won't. Yeah, I will. Here we go. The Star Destroyer is almost fully operational. It looks good. It's good like this. Just like that. Looking good, my man. Okay, now we're done. We just need to focus on the center console that comes up. And yeah, that should be it. And should be done. So bag 15. It's 4:30 in the morning, 4:21. I will start that when I wake up. And then hopefully edit this and have it out for you guys in like a day. Okay. Let's take a look at this bad boy before we go. Oh man. Oh, it looks so good. Can't wait till it's all done. It's gonna look sick. Look at that detail. There's so much detail that they put into this. It's absolutely mental. It's crazy. Love it. Look at that. So much work just like engineering this thing, you know, just making sure all the parts fit and all that. Like, I mean, it must be, I think it's hard making this. It just must be like insane to be an engineer for this, you know. This looks great. Okay. What's up, guys? It is now the next day, and we have this giant piece that we just built, which is gonna go, let me give you a better view of it. It's gonna go right in here near the back, so these 3 points are going to connect to it. I'd say this piece was like, it was more challenging for me to build this than anything else. So let's try to mount this, see how it goes. Okay, so it goes right. This has to go right in there. All right. Okay, so then we got these 4 red screw pieces, and we're gonna have to take them and we're gonna put them in each part. Oh my god. Okay, we'll put them in each part here. And then as we flip the page, we basically get some fun facts, interesting details from the Star Destroyer itself from the movie. So I'm also going to be reading that. And of course, if you're not interested, which I don't know why you wouldn't be, some cool information, you can always skip. But for those who are interested, let's get right to it. About the Imperial Star Destroyer Devastator. At first, you do not see it. Just rapid flashes of cannon fire as the rebels' Tantive-4 flees across space with the planets and moons in the background. At first glance, the Tantive-4 seems like a decent-sized spaceship, but seconds later, an ear-splitting roar pierces the sky, and it just goes on as a ginormous war vessel fills the screen, the Star Destroyer Devastator, in all its terrifying splendor. You never forget the first time you watched Star Wars: A New Hope, whether it has been 40 years or you just watched it last week. The opening scene is an unforgettable, spine-chilling hint at the magnitude of the Rebel Alliance's desperate, ongoing battle for peace in the galaxy. An epic saga that has continued to captivate audiences for more than 4 decades. The Star Destroyer plays an integral part throughout the original trilogy movies by stealing the blueprints for the Imperial superweapon, the Death Star. Princess Leia Organa and the Rebel Alliance gave their battle for freedom a glimmer of hope. They had sacrificed most of their fleet, many of their heroes, and even their flagship at the Battle of Scarif. Slipping away at the last second, Princess Leia fled with the blueprints in the damaged Tantive-4. Pursued by Darth Vader in the vastly superior Devastator, it seemed certain that this new hope was doomed to be snuffed out. But in a last moment of desperation and cunning, Princess Leia gave the plans to the last Rebel collaborators the Galactic Empire would have expected, droids R2-D2 and C-3PO. As their escape pod hurled towards the planet of Tatooine, Imperial gunners chose not to shoot at a pod with no life signs. This seemingly haphazard decision set in motion a series of events that would eventually bring the Galactic Empire to its knees, which is kind of interesting. It makes you wonder, like, what if they had shot down that pod? I mean, they were so close. Fan fiction. And now it is time for you to build your own part of Rebel Alliance Galactic Empire history and revive the defining moments of this story. So next page is all the stats and the fun facts about the Devastator. So let's get to that because I think that's probably the most interesting. Fun facts about the Devastator. Known to carry over 37,000 officers and crew, a legion of stormtroopers and 6 TIE squadrons, as well as AT-AT walkers, AT-ST walkers, and troop transports for ground operations. There are not many ships in the galaxy as fearsome as an Imperial-class Star Destroyer, except perhaps a flagship Star Destroyer belonging to one of the most powerful Sith in the galaxy. First built to serve the Galactic Empire, the Devastator was an awesome state-of-the-art warship, an incredible 1,600 meters long and armed with turbo lasers, ion cannons, and several tractor beams. The long-range heavy turbo turrets were designed to wreak havoc when in pursuit. Ion cannons flanked the command tower, and lighter turbo lasers were in place to make short work of smaller enemy fighters. By the time the Devastator passed into the hands of the most famous incumbent Sith Lord, Darth Vader, it had been repeatedly upgraded to keep pace with newer, more advanced battleships which rolled off the production line to fight the Galactic Civil War against the Rebellion. It was testament to the power of the Devastator that it remained among the most impressive ships in the fleet. Led by Lord Vader, the Devastator went on to play a decisive role in many of the key battles between the Galactic Empire and the Rebel Alliance. In the struggle for the Death Star plans at Scarif, the Devastator cut off the Rebel escape, crippled the flagship Profundity, and, on learning that Princess Leia Organa had already escaped with the plans, set off in pursuit of her ship, the Tantive-4. Although the Devastator met its end, the looming threat of the Star Destroyers is still ever present in the recent sequels. As the wreckages of the Inflictor and the Ravager in Star Wars The Force Awakens, and reborn more powerful than ever before under the First Order as Kylo Ren's Finalizer and Supreme Leader Snoke's mega-class star Dreadnought, Supremacy, in both Episode 7 and Star Wars The Last Jedi. Oh wow, I guess this is like one of the first concept designs for A New Hope. This is pretty cool. Check it out. So facts and specifications: manufacturer, Kuat drive yards, Imperial class Star Destroyer, class Star Destroyer. Technical specification: length 1.6 kilometers or 1600 meters, max atmospheric speed 975 kilometers an hour. Hyperdrive rating class 2, weapons heavy turbo laser cannons. So the facts and specifications we've been over near the beginning of this video. However, the crew, this is pretty interesting, it has the full number of them here. So we had 9,235 officers in this ship, 27,850 enlisted, and 9,700 stormtroopers. And then here we can see the entire scale of, that's an X-Wing compared to this. Like that, you can just get a glimpse, an X-Wing is huge. So this thing must be just absolutely ginormous. And then we've got a pirate ship and a blockade runner. So, these are all massive ships, but compared to this, they look like ants. Building behind the scenes, the Imperial Star Destroyer. So much of the Star Wars universe, characters and places we know and love, owes its existence to a few funny twists of fate, and a lot of talented, creative visionaries. Imagine, for example, how different things might have been without the Millennium Falcon, the X-Wing Starfighter, or, in this case, the Imperial Star Destroyer. Many iconic images in the Star Wars original trilogy films were inspired or created by conception artist Ralph McQuarrie. The first concept of the Star Destroyer was a small triangular spaceship in one of McQuarrie's sketch drawings. Model makers then worked on several iterations to create a ship to a scale that would demonstrate the size and power of the Empire. Model makers found creative ways to turn any kinds of objects into props, places, sounds, and spaceships. In Star Wars A New Hope, the Star Destroyer model was fitted with halogen engine lights, and the model shop added aluminum collars and brass strips on the inside of the nacelles. The horrifying rumbling you hear as the Star Destroyer cuts its way through space is actually a recording of a hotel air conditioning unit. That's pretty cool. And TIE fighters apparently were elephants. Seriously, just elephants, making noise. So, and then of course they changed it in post-production and all that stuff. To convey the size of the spaceship in the films, model makers would use internal lights. The bigger the ships, the more lights. In Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back, the Star Destroyer model became even bigger. Halogen engine lights were housed in aluminum fixtures, and the new model was fitted with a projection lamp inside, and added tens of thousands of fiber optics connected to tiny pinpoint-sized holes in the hull to imitate windows. The result was an awe-inspiring, terror-evoking machine of unsurpassed proportions. Is it any wonder we still love it after all these years? Want to know more about the Lego Star Destroyer, the Devastator? Want to know more about how the Lego Star Destroyer the Devastator was built? Read the interviews with Lego creative director Jens Kronvold Fredriksen and Lego senior designer Henrik Andersen.